week we made our composition for our Georgia O'Keeffe flower study, and we just drew that with pencil. You only had to make one, even though I showed you how to make 4. Remember, you could also have made a different kind of flower. Now today what we're going to do is we're going to add color to it, and we're going to use value to create some more interest to our colors. So I use crayon. You can use colored pencil, although it's going to take you a lot longer to draw with colored pencil. If you have something like oil pastel or chalk, you could use that too. All right, so gather your supplies, your paper from last week, and let's get started. Okay, so I have my flowers here that I created last week. And our goal today when we color them is to try to get a gradation from dark to really light. And it doesn't matter to me what color you decide to make your flower. I chose kind of a purple one here. You can choose blue, or you can choose red or pink. That I am going to leave to you as a choice. You could do orange too. I usually make the center of my flower a different color than the outside, just so that I get to use more colors, but I'll let you choose. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my crayons, and I am going to find at least 2 colors that are similar, one being darker and one being lighter. So if you look at the orange here, I've got kind of this red orange, which I would consider darker, and a regular orange. You might even have 3 colors where you can get maybe a yellow orange. Let me see, do I have a yellow orange? Not in this crayon box. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. You have to make sure you have at least a light and a dark. If you have 3, that's great too. So if I were using purple, you would want to have, let's see, this one says blue violet, which is darker. And I think, let's see if I find another purple in here. You can, if you're not sure what color it is, the other way to check to see if you've got a dark and a light is to actually test on the back of your paper. Ooh, this one is a little bit darker. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, that they are definitely not the same color. I thought they would be just by looking at the paper, but they are definitely 2 different colors. So I could use those 2 colors. If I'm into pink, I might choose this color. It's just like a dark. This also would actually look really nice with my purples. So if I wanted to do dark, medium, and light, I could. So I could use pink with this. I think that would also be, oops, my pink's a little dirty. Ooh, that's a really light pink. Let me try this one. That's a little better. So I have lots of choices here on how I do my flower. I will let you choose, but remember, you need to have at least a dark and a light. I think I'm going to choose this orange. If you're using oranges and you don't have a yellow orange and you would like to just use yellow and blend that together, you could, because yellow is used to make orange. So I'm going to start with actually my lighter color first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do each flower petal. Now notice when I color that I'm not coloring side to side. I start near the center of my flower, and I am coloring out and away from it. You do not want to color this way or this way. You always want to be coloring away from your flower petal, or from the center of your flower, because that is the way the flower petals would actually grow. So I'm kind of doing just one flower petal right now. Now, since this is my lighter tone, I'm going to take this one, I'm going to push, I did kind of a light orange over the whole thing. I'm going to do a little bit darker around the edges. I'm going to change the value. Value means the darkness and lightness of this color. So I'm taking this and I'm going to make it a little bit darker around the edges of my flowers. Oops, I went out of the line. It's okay. And right near the center of my flower. You can see it's darker here and it gets lighter gradually as it goes down. I'm going to take the darker orange color that I found and I'm going to go over the top of my pencil line. Okay, so I'm going to continue coloring around the edge of my flower, making it a little darker on both sides. And I'm going to let that blend with the lighter orange. Now in the center of my flower, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make it darker near the middle. Notice I'm still coloring in that same direction. I think I also want to make these lines a little darker that I drew in there originally. I don't want to forget about those. You can always go back if it feels like you need more of that medium and use your lighter color to kind of get some more medium values in there and blend together. All right, I think this one looks good. Make sure you're coloring clear to the edges. I'm going to do the same thing in each of these petals, and when I get done, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, now that I have all of the petals done, and notice I've really tried to keep a gradual change from the really darks and then kind of in the middle being the lightest value. Now, some people like to switch that up and have dark on this end as well, and then have it getting lighter towards the middle. And that's really up to you, but I do want you to see if you can create that value. If you do not have a dark and a light crayon, just try using one to create that range of values. Now, once you get ready for the middle of your flower, you'll want to probably choose a different color. And I will let you choose whatever colors you like for that. I'm going to use brown and a yellow, I think, for mine. So for this one, I actually am going to do the opposite. I'm going to do the darker color first. I'm just going to outline, kind of circle around my circles, kind of swirl around them a few times. And then I'm going to take my yellow and do the same thing. If the middle of the circle ends up staying a little bit white, it's okay. It just kind of looks like a highlight onto that part of the flower. Sometimes I like to even go back in between the circles if I see like a big empty white spot, and I'll try to color that space in. I think that looks really nice. Now, I'm going to leave it as a choice to you whether you color the outside part of your flower in the negative space, the empty place out here. I'll leave that as a choice. Some people like to add leaves back there or other colors. So when you're done today, make sure, and this might take you a while, so if you get tired partway through, take some breaks. This doesn't have to be done all in like a 5-minute setting. This took me probably about 10 minutes to color, and I'm pretty fast at coloring, so it might take you longer. But when you get all done today with your flower, what I want you to do is take a picture and put it on Artsonia. It will go in the Georgia O'Keeffe Flower Study folder, and also if you're at home, put it on Seesaw so I can see it there as well. I can't wait to see what it looks like once you've added color. At the end of this video, I will show you some other photos of other flowers that I have colored. All right, so hope you're having a great day and stay creative. Goodbye.